Hey guys, I got a good news, a sort of a good news. I took the beast for a little ride this morning and it finally popped up a code, a diagnostic code, and it is P0307, which is misfire and cylinder number 7. So at least now I know where to look at. So what I did is, first I switched the spark plug and the code was still on cylinder number 7. After that I switched the cable and it was still on the number 7, but after that I switched it to ignition coil, and I did another lap around the block and the code switched to cylinder number 5, which is the cylinder where I switched the ignition coil with. So now at least I know the problem is an ignition coil malfunction. So I ordered it this morning right after my joyride with the beast, so I should have it in 1 day or 2. It's in the shipping already, so I will update you with the result, but I'm pretty sure I nailed it. Hello guys, I received some parcels today from rockauto.com, and now I'm ready to fix the misfire plug problem on my Grand Prix. So let's jump straight away in the opening of those parcels. So this is my new ignition coil. Take about 2 minutes to replace it, but I will do a complete swap of spark plug and cables today. So just slip it in a box for now. This should be the wires and spark plug. Yeah, four spark plug per box, $2. And a set of cables. I choose black cables. I currently have red cables on the car and I don't like it because I want to give a touch of orange on my car since it's my favorite color. My caliper are red at the moment, as well as the cable. Now the cable will be black. I will paint my caliper orange soon. But anyway, we're on the misfire problem today, so these are the cables. So I got the cables, the spark plug, and the ignition coil. The ignition coil is to fix my originator problem, which was called the OBD2 P0307. So this will fix the problem, and this was overdue on my car. I believe, as you know, I bought the car used, so I don't know when it has been changed or has been replaced, but judging by the look of the spark plug, it's been a while. So it was overdue, so let's jump straight away to it. So the first thing to do is obviously to disconnect the battery. Remove the cover. So number 5 is this one. Originally the problem was from number 7. I switched both ignition coil and the problem I've switched to number 5. So this is the faulty one. But since they're not similar, I am tempted to install the new one behind and take one from behind and installing it in front, so I have still 4 identical coil. So we will start by replacing the coil.
Let's see which one is the easiest to remove. I believe it's this one here. Number 2. There's very limited space behind that, so it will be pretty hard to replace the spark plug. Come here. There we go. So I got one. I will switch it for the number 5. Number 5 is no good anymore. This is connected. So if my job today was only to replace the initial coil, the job will have been done already. But since I want to replace the entire firing or ignition system, it will be a little longer. But I will install this one before forgetting it, or before losing a bolt or something. But my guess is it will be easier to play around with a spark plug, so I will install it just after. So let's just start from the front and keep the dirty stuff for the hand. It's always super tight to remove and install back. Holy shit. Since they're no good, I can pry a bit. Not even that, it's too far. Yeah, come like that. Here, let me show you. I have a temperature connector in the way, so I will disconnect it before pulling on the cable so I won't damage anything. Come on. Before removing the spark plug, I will blow some compressed air there, so if there is any dirt, rust, flake or anything, it will go away, so it won't go into the engine when I will remove the spark plug. And the sun's finally coming out. That's wonderful. Need to look at it. So let's take a 20 and a 21. There we go. It's a bit tight. Is it 39 then? If 39 fit, I won't touch it, and 39's fitting. So the gap for these spark plugs is supposed to be between 39 and 41. I actually have 19 and 20, which make 39 here. Let's see if it's fit. Yeah, it's fit between the gap and the tip, so they already gapped. I will check all spark plug to make sure, but they're supposed to come already at the right gap. Yeah, one quarter of a turn after the washer. It's not on this way. Come on. There. Won't go anywhere. Feel in. A bit longer than the other ones. Check this one. Yeah, still the right gap. Now, I'm sure it's in. Weird tight, this one, eh? It's weird. Oh, forgot to check the gap. Check the gap. Yeah, perfect. No fault. No fault. No, it's not too hard. Okay. And does it fit in that socket? Come on. Come on, come here. Let's put that in. This is it for the front. Let's put the cable there. Super easy to install this one.
The easiest way I found to replace the spark plug behind the engine or between the firewall and the engine is to remove the ignition coils and the ignition coil support. This way I have plenty of room to play around without cutting my arm or my hands on every bolt and tie wrap between the engine and the firewall. Even if it seems like useless work, removing the ignition coils and the support, I do believe that at the end of the job I did save time, since I haven't had to battle my way to insert the new spark plug and to install the new cable in place. So at the end it saved trouble, even if it doesn't look like it on the first look. There's only 2 bolts per ignition coil and 8 bolts total for the ignition coil support. So even if it looked like a big job, it was very easy to remove.
Let me show you now what it looks like. Now I will have a lot of room to go and pull the wires without the support for the ignition coil. So it's a bit longer this way, so a little time consuming, but I won't end up with my arm all scratched up and cut and bleeding all over the place.
As you will notice, I had to mute some part of the video since I forgot to turn down my music when I was working, and YouTube is systematically blocking all my videos as soon as there's any music in it. So reason why you will hear some muted part in the video. The old cable were so tight I needed to use a set of long pliers to pry out the cables because I was not strong enough with my hand, and I was, with the lack of room between the engine and the firewall, there was no way I would have removed that with my hand, but with the plier it worked very well.
One done. Come on.
I've dropped the cable between the engine and the firewall, so I'm using a bamboo just to make the cable drop on the ground under the car, and I will pick it up later. With a bamboo,
Come here.
Discover how Dufresne delivers a better experience. Visit us at Dufresne.ca or in-store today.
What a gift! A new gourmet night, and what an opportunity! The Chef's Paradise Gourmet Night Sale. All knives up to 40% off. Plus an extra 10% with your trade-in old knife of equal length. Chef's Paradise is just as competitive as online prices for your money days in Ottawa. Like it today, take it home today. In-store at Bank in Riverdale or chefsparadise.ca. All night.
Get out of there. Maybe you want to see more closely what it look like in there. I'll try to fit the camera. So this is cylinder number 6. The height is there. So only one to go, and after that we will put this back together.
Trailers, my blog at boom. 97.com. It's all requests. What do you want to hear? We'll play that.
Come here. Last one.
With modern and easy to clean black stainless, now up to 25% off. You can always shop with confidence at Dufresne. Look for the red tags to find incredible prices.
Come discover how Dufresne delivers a better experience. Visit us at Dufresne.ca or in store today.
Is the
Get ready to save big
pipe
at
of the
Shop
gauge
Walmart's Spring Super Sale.
for the oil,
Shop now
the
with
transmission
variety of
gauge
pumps and enjoy big
is in the way.
savings on the products you love. Super Sale.
will be a nightmare doing that with the coil in place.
Details in
So
store.
it take a little longer to remove all those coils,
I know the more
but
one-on-one time
goes
I
so
have
much
with students, the
easier.
better
I have plenty of
But the
room
government is taking away the tools I
to
need
work
help them
around that
succeed. I know that
area
doing more with
now.
less is next to impossible.
It's time to put it back.
I'm here this weekend
Yeah.
at Canada's biggest mattress store, and it's right here in Ottawa at 60 Colonnade Road. Our giant brand name.
Okay guys, so all the ignition coil are back in their place, and I did install the new one here for the reason I explained earlier. I want all the coil in the front to be the same just because it's look better, and also I put this one here because it's the easiest one to access. So if there's any problem with it and I need to return it for the warranty or anything, it will be easy to remove. Now we'll finalize the installation and we will start this beast up and see how it runs. I will go wash my hands. We will erase the code and we will start it. Connect the Diablo Sport and Tune in the OBD2 port and letting do his work. We want a scan tool. Yes. DTC. Turn off, turn on the ignition. Read the code. Supposed to be no trouble code fine, but my service engine soon will clear it anyway. Now we will start the engine and see if everything's run well. I forgot to go back from this. Yeah, I know I need to replace my starter. When the problem was there, my idle on cold start was about 500 RPM, 500 or 600. Now I'm running at 9. Car doesn't shake anymore. I don't have any lights. I will close the hood and we will go for a road test. Oh yeah, that's the smooth ride it's supposed to have. And I have my power back. Just go for a ride on the service road and we'll come back home. Just to see if the acceleration is good. So far it seems fine, but we'll see. That feel good. Now I'm still running with seafoam in the gas tank and seafoam in the crankcase. I will drive it for about another 50 miles and I will make an oil change. I also cleaned the injectors with seafoam the way it's supposed to be. Spraying the can in the intake. So after my oil change, my engine will be ready for another season. So I've used some extra tools that I haven't mentioned at the beginning because I didn't know I was about to remove the ignition coil and the ignition coil mount. I've used a joint. I was going for a 1.5 inch drive because my joint for 3/8 inch drive is suck, but you can go for a 3/8 inch joint if you have a good one. And I've also used a set of long pliers because it's tight, and if you drop something behind the firewall and the engine, it's easy to pick it up with that. I also have a little bamboo that I can push. It was obviously bamboo, so I cannot damage anything, or even if the battery were connected, there was no danger of creating a short. And this is the part that I've replaced. Obviously the cables. I never liked that metal and that spring thing. I was working at AC Delco cables, but I never liked the look of it. But anyway, it's not a point. They're replaced. Also replaced the spark plug, and you can see straight away which cylinder was not firing up. The spark plug is full of oil, fuel, and it's very dirty. And that ignition coil, which is cracked here, I don't know if it has anything to do with the fact it was not working. Maybe. I hope not, because I have another ignition coil that start to crack a bit here. Not as bad as this one, but still I will have to keep a look on that. It's on the cylinder 7. So I will keep a look on that, but if it's happened to stop working properly, at least I know where it is. It's very accessible, and as you saw, it take about 2 or 3 minutes to replace it, so it's not a big deal. So yeah, if you do this job, guys, I strongly suggest that for cylinder 2 to 8, that you remove the ignition coil and the ignition coil mount. You have way more room. You will avoid a lot of scratch and blood on your arm, especially if you have big forearm like me. And the job, it will be way easier, and there's less chance of making a mistake at the same time, because you have the room to move comfortably and make sure everything is tight and has the right place. So this is it for today, guys. Please like the video and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit the little bell so you will be notified as soon as I will release a new video. So on this, I wish everybody a great day and see you later. Goodbye.